I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to bring you guys Married to Medicine, the latest episode of Married to Medicine, season 12, episode 9, I think. And this is where Heavenly and Simone get into it. So come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Take the poll at the top of the chat. I know that I gave this, didn't give y'all a lot of time to come in. However, I'm going to get this off tonight, okay? So come on in. And I see my cousin Dyrese is in the house. What's up, cuz? We are all family over here. Come on in, everybody. Please and thank you. Nice to have you. Lies and More Lies said, I've been waiting. You've been waiting. Welcome, y'all. I love to see you guys come through. What's up? What's up? What's up, Queen T? Queen T said, you never say hello. You never read my comments. I see you today, girl. I actually had enough sleep, so my eyes aren't as strained. When you are on the internet all day, oh my goodness, it hurts your eyes for real. You said you already hit the like button, and take the poll at the top of the chat, okay? We're about to have a Toya conversation because Mimi and Toya do not like each other. Maybe Mimi don't like Toya at all. Y'all know what I just realized? Toya seemed to rub everybody the wrong way when they come in. You know what I mean? Come on in. Come on in. But we got plenty to talk about, okay? First off, I just want to toot my own horn. If you guys have not been following my reviews for Beyond the Gates, baby, because I'm about to get this popping. I'm going to need y'all to check it out. I did a short earlier today. It's about a minute or so. And it's called You Never Win When You Play Dirty, baby. It's an excellent show. Y'all have to listen to my review. I have it here, just a snippet of it, but I got the full thing on Patreon if you'd like to hear it. And my members, I also gave my members the full video. So if you wanted to become a member, you can. The link is at the top of the page. You said that you think Toya needs AA. I told y'all this. I told y'all this when I started. Everybody was like, that's not true. That's Mimi's ass. You don't like Mimi? You don't like Dr. Mimi? What's up? Is it Estes Bonita? Nice to have you. There'll be no Toya slander. Well, it's going to be a little bit of slander, okay? A little bit. I thought that Mimi was fine with Toya until recently. Mimi is definitely coming for Toya every time she says something. Okay. Toya does have a little bit of an energy to her that you have to get used to. You know what I'm saying? She's a hard personality. Even though Heavenly seems to be the one everybody acknowledges, Toya has been given it since 1986. Toya was the first person Mariah laid hands on. Mariah's foot was broken. She said, I'm still going to tap that ass. Do you know what has to happen in your life for you to bring the show to TV, pick all the doctors, yourself and their wives, and still want to box one of them at a party with all the upper echelon? That's crazy. They went to that pool together. Let's give Toya her props. You know what I'm saying? We don't give Toya what she deserves. Toya over there be making money in silence. In silence. Toya is a shit starter. Dr. Mimi is the voice of reason. She is very intuitive. I like her. The iconic fight scene. She said, wait a minute, bitch. I still remember, I hear it in my head. Wait a minute, bitch. And they were struggling. I'm like, take your ass into the pool. Eugene was like, what is going on? Yes, we don't give Toya everything she deserves. Toya's getting it on my channel. I don't care. I'm tired of these people who act like they are silent mice and everybody like, oh my God, oh my God. Give that girl what she wants. Heavenly is scared. She's scared of who? Hey, Marnice, welcome. Anyway, I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming in. Hit the like button, share the video, take the poll at the top of the chat. Please and thank you, please and thank you. This is Married to Medicine, so let's get into it. So it opens up with, I was going to call her Simon, Simone and Jackie. Simone and Jackie are in a huddle, okay? Simone and Jackie are in a huddle, and it's really Jackie trying to get Simone to, I guess, soften up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. According to Heavenly, Dr. Jackie knows what she's really going through. Apparently, she didn't bring everything to the show, but Dr. Jackie, she has been, confiding in and talking to outside of cameras. So she knows what's really going on in the Kimes household. The son, the husband, and whoever else is involved, not to mention that she's running this race for Congress. But Dr. Jackie tries to pull Simone aside and tell her, listen, I'm just, I want to get you to understand that there's a lot going on. And Simone said, no. I don't need you to validate me. I don't need you to say shit to me. Now, y'all remember Dr. Jackie and Simone, they used to be like two peas in a pod. That's how they started off on the show. And people kind of put Dr. Jackie up here, including Simone. Simone would get, a little wacky at the mouth, but she would always let Dr. Jackie calm her down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just tell. I love their friendship when it first came on. But now Dr. Simone is like, yeah, keep that shit. You know what I'm saying? So she basically mugs Dr. Jackie. Not really, but damn near. She pretty much put her hand on her face and said, don't validate me. Don't lecture me. Don't talk to me about shit. If you got something to say it to that bitch, okay? So she tells her, don't tell me anything. I know what I did. I know what I said, and you can't talk to me right now. That bitch is the problem. You can't talk me down off of nothing. Okay. And I think she might have even said something like that in her confessional, that Dr. Jackie was always the person that she would talk to, right? So right now, this is what we're looking at, right? So Dr. Jackie ends up saying in her confessional that she feels heartbroken, physically heartbroken between the two, Heavenly and Simone. And even when she was on Married to Medicine, not Married to Medicine, my bad. When she was on Watch What Happens Live. On Watch What Happens Live, I think Simone actually put in the comments, you still siding with the devil, I see. That was one of the things. But Andy had asked her, how do you feel about people saying you don't know how to pick a side, that you'll let the wrong one be right while you lecture everybody else? And Jackie said, I've learned the hard way to stay out of Simone and Heavenly's business, because when I was trying to figure shit out for them and help them come together and say you wrong or you wrong, they handed my ass to me. And then they would go out to dinner while I'm sitting at home trying to figure out how to make things okay. So I understand that point of view. Why would I jump into some shit when the two of y'all are gonna be laughing and joking about it tomorrow? But that's what she said. Okay, come on in, child. Y'all, let me look. Hold on. You said no friendship now. Jackie is riding with Heavenly, right or wrong. Heavenly running for what? But I didn't look. We ain't gonna talk about Heavenly running when we really have right now in real life one of the worst, most corrupt situations that is literally going to tank everything, not just here, but all over the world. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. So we're not going to have that your mama conversation where y'all don't care anything about somebody else calling everybody names, okay? Getting on live television and calling people piggy and shit like that. He's here for the next 4. and maybe longer than that, depending on what happens, child. Um, depending on what's happening. And I have worked in politics for a long time. I've heard people in high positions call women cunts. I've heard them say a little bit of everything. I mean, everything under the sun. I thought I was watching a television show. I used to come home and tell my husband, he'd be like, I don't believe you. People that you thought, all these suit and tie wearing, all the money in their pockets having, some of the most despicable people on the planet. The stuff that we see, we get so ticked off by, and y'all have no idea how in real life this shit works. It's horrible. It's horrible. What you want to do is put somebody in who has the heart to fight the snakes, the heart to fight the snakes, because nothing is about handshaking and all that shit, smiling and kissing babies, all a facade, all of it. I read the other day that the threat, what did they say? There was a threat on the threat to assassinate Obama was 400 times more than Biden, 400 times more. And that 11 attempts almost made it. 11. 11. Think about that. Oh, not run, baby. He's not trying to run. He's just going to take it. That's it. Just take it. And if he doesn't, he's going to sit someone there who's going to finish out what's going on. So anyway, I'll take your mama any day. That was the point of it. If that's the worst you got, who gives a shit? Who cares? Okay. So anyway, after all of that, we get this whack ass conversation. Did I tell y'all everything? Yeah, so Jackie's trying to talk Simone down. Simone basically says, I don't give a fuck. The neighbors are going to hear what I have to say. So go on ahead and warn them, okay? And then she makes a joke in confessional, or not really a joke, but she said, me and Jackie used to be so damn tight that I used to tell her to get the bail money ready. We used to say we had bail money under the bed for each other. Because, you prone to pop off sometime. And then that was it. They said that the house was overwhelmed with gnats. We also get this conversation, and I don't know where it went, but I'm going to insert it here. Cecil actually sits down with his sons and tries to get them to understand that their mother is overwhelmed, that she has a lot on her shoulders, and that they are the reason that there is a wedge between him and his wife. Now, this was probably one of the most polite conversations I ever saw. And I didn't like the fact that little Michael was rolling his damn eyes every time, Cecil would say something, but them eyes would be rolling back into his head. Long story short, she says, Cecil, please. Long story short, even when he said, you guys really are like the root of me and your mama's problems, instead of saying to them, listen, me and your mama have talked about separating a couple of times. Y'all were young that first go round when we were living in two separate houses. Well, now we ain't gonna live in two separate houses. Now we about to get to the finish line of divorce. What's going on, Teresa? Nice to have you, sis. Nice to see you from the DMV. You said that the scene was corny. I thought that was corny. And you know what else I thought was corny? He said, your mother feels like we don't help enough, that we don't understand the weight that she carries, and she's trying to fund her retirement. Then that motherfucker said, my retirement is fully funded. I'm fully funded. Cecil, I don't think that was the point of the conversation. Were you saying you're fully funded so that when your ass get kicked out the house, you'll be the one taking care of their bills? Is that what it's about? Because I would think you would say in this situation, your mother has a goal to make, and we need to help her make that goal. That's what I think you would say. Let's get her 100% funded. Stop asking her for fucking money. Stop asking her to buy you cars. Stop asking her for clothes, shoes. I know she said that this would be the deadline for when you guys would pick up your own rent. Let that shit start today. That's what you could have said. The fact that you said I'm fully funded and she's not, so she's worried. She's the only one with a job up in that. Oh my goodness, Cecil, what a hot ass mess. And just think about Heavenly coming for Simone's livelihood when she got to take care of 3 sons. She didn't come for Simone's livelihood. We're going to get into that in just a second. I don't know what type of jump the shark shit that actually was, but it definitely jumped the shark. And if y'all don't have any more storylines to give, then don't do anything else, because this show, since first season, first episode, y'all have been going at each other's throat, calling each other every name on the book. What the hell did y'all do to Dr. Darren, bringing that boy on there, talking about the two of them had been together? Some of the nastiest, dirtiest tricks that's ever happened on reality TV has happened on this show. That was a cop-out. I don't believe it 1 second. They were saying shit that they heard people on social media say. They've never thought like that for themselves, and I hate when they do that. Don't bring social media on the TV show. Them young girls that you got on there now, have them step up and give real storylines and stop trying to drag stuff from social media onto the platform, because that was bullshit. All of them women have been doctors for every season of this show, and they had already had practices. They've grown their practices. They've gotten all kinds of awards. The shit that she said was a cop-out. I didn't like that at all. Either way, after all of that, they decide they're going to get ready for dinner. The girls do, okay? So we're going to leave Cecil alone. Cecil, in that conversation he had with the boys, was absolutely the softest, raggediest. Them boys ain't going to do anything different. And they even said it in confessional. I think producers asked Simone if she felt like the boys respected her or understood the sacrifices she made. And she said, absolutely not. And then Cecil said, yeah, I don't think they do. I don't think they do either. But it's up to me. It's up to the dad to talk it into them. They're 35 years old. Give me a break. Anyway, now let's go back to the vacation home. Simone is in her room. They're supposed to be getting ready for dinner. She's doing something on the computer, blah, blah, blah. Toya walks in, and Toya asks Simone how things was going. How's your day? Is everything good? Simone said, hell yeah, everything's good. It was peaceful. Simone is still thinking about swimming with the dolphins. Toya said, bitch, nobody's talking about what you did with them dolphins. Nobody's talking about what you did with them dolphins. Heavenly, did she speak to you when you guys walked past each other? Simone said, oh, no. Simone wasn't even thinking that. That's how I know she's lying, okay? Simone wasn't even thinking that. They're not 35 for real. One of them might be, though. Miles might be. Hell, he could be in his 30s for real. But Toya gets her back on track. Bitch, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Heavenly. She's here until the end of Thursday. You do know that. She's not staying at a hotel. She done bought all kinds of changes of clothing and wigs and shit. And so she's trying to hype Simone up. And Simone's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, you're doing it. You didn't think anything of it. So that's how I know it's all bullshit. But like I said, misery loves company. And Toya is about to be Simone's misery, period. Okay. She's about to come in and be her misery. So after all of that, Simone says that she doesn't want to be in Heavenly's presence for real, for real. She's tired of Heavenly and her lies. Toya gets off some jokes about how it's a good thing she's running to be a politician because that's a good fit for her. She's a natural liar. In the opposite room, we have Heavenly and Quad. And Heavenly is discussing her presence there, right? She's like, well, I wouldn't even showed up if it wasn't for you telling me that Simone was talking cash shit. Okay, so I came down here to stand my damn ground. I don't want to look like a punk, right? And so Quad says, listen, what really went down? Tell me your version, because Simone was talking about it yesterday, and the shit was completely different from what you said. So Heavenly tells this story. Heavenly, you were wrong for this child. I got to find out what she was saying. But Heavenly tells a story, and she says, listen, I came over, I had put my hand around her. Next thing I know, she threw my hand off of her and talked about, get your mother hands off me, and blah, 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 blah. And Quad looked like, damn, because y'all know it didn't sound anything like that. And it didn't look like that either. That's not how it looked on camera. But Heavenly tells this version. Quad says, Simone said that never happened. I tried to go to bat for you, friend, but Simone said that never happened. So y'all got two entirely different versions of this story, right? Heavenly got up and reenacted it and everything. This is how you know, and I say this all the time, we, sometimes buy into the most emotional story that someone has. The most emotional story is never told right. That's on God. So for Heavenly to get up and actually push the arm and mother, get your hand off me, I was like, Jesus, Lord Christ. That's why they tell you you need to have multiple witnesses for some shit in order to be the most credible, because emotion plays a huge deal in your absence or loss of memory. Let's see. Hey, Tracy. Aw, thank you, girl. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the chat. I saw my friend up here, Miss Lady D Keys, who has a wrench. Y'all, please say hello to her. If you probably already said it. You probably already said it, but I appreciate you. Then she had the nerve to see, and then had the nerve to see, we gonna run the tape. This is actual factual for all things. You do it. I do it. Everybody does it. Just so you know, as you get older, you should calm that shit down a little bit. But the way Simone recounted that story, the way she told it, was exactly how it happened. It was Heavenly who has the most ridiculous version of the story. And it was all because she's feeling guilty because she started some shit. Y'all remember, Heavenly was over there at, I believe, Angel's house. And then they started talking about her son. And then she wanted to change the story. So she said, well, Simone would have looked up your VIN number, blah, blah, blah. And that's what started all the shit. Now, because she knew that was going to come back and bite her, she done wrapped this story up in her mind because she was expecting an ass whooping. Not that she got one. She was expecting one. And that's why she went off that way. Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Please and thank you. But even with that said, I'm not going to act like Simone is a shrinking flower. She's not. I've seen Simone lose it a couple of times. Some of my favorite scenes, the one when Toya had accused Simone of flirting with Eugene or hitting on Eugene. And then Cecil had talked her into having dinner with Toya and Eugene, and she lost it on Toya in a restaurant in public. And then when she left, she was in the parking lot. She cussed Cecil's ass out so bad in that parking lot and told him, don't you ever bring me to a motherfucking place again where I lose my character, because I told you I didn't want to be at this shit. I remember sitting at home hurting for Cecil. Cecil had tears in his eyes. She cussed his ass out. And that was in the parking lot. So if her license didn't get snatched for that, in the restaurant and in the parking lot, nothing will, child. Nothing. She's cussed his ass out plenty of times in public and on the show, and people still go to her office. That's why I told y'all to put that shit at the top, because these people ain't never cared about that stuff. This is all internet bullshit. People, they listen to us talk, and then all of a sudden they start, we're gonna lose our that's a joke. Know when somebody's playing with y'all. Don't especially now when everything's a trick on your mind. Stop letting these people trick your mind. Both the bloggers and the TV show. Okay. You think that Simone's anger is because of what she has going on at home, so everything is an issue to her. Probably. That could be absolutely right. That could be absolutely right. Anyway, Quad, the political manager, her campaign manager, she gave her a look like, well, girl, we're going to get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to need you to keep an open mind because that shit might not have happened the way you said it happened, right? Cool. Now we're at the group dinner. We're at the group dinner, and Contessa, who is absolutely being the best mediator in this episode, like she really wants this show to go, her group trip to go off without a hitch. And I have to say, I'm loving every minute of Contessa. Great season, girl. You're doing your thing. Anyway, Contessa asked Heavenly point blank. She said, I didn't even know you was coming, girl. So what changed your mind? Okay. What happened? Why didn't you come in the first place? Heavenly says, yeah, I had a lot going on in my head, and I wanted to get my mind right, my head right before I came to visit, okay? Because I didn't want no bullshit to go down. Contessa says, oh, because we thought you was avoiding Simone on the plane ride. Heavenly says, well, and before she even gets there, we got Toya chiming in, and she said that she hit her, okay? Because Toya is being the ultimate instigator this entire show, this entire episode. Anyway, Heavenly says that she did have some issues with Simone. She said, listen, I did say you were aggressive. I used the word unhinged, and you did push me. Simone says, easy peasy. I did not push you. I didn't push you. And y'all know surround sound Simone can get loud, but she said, I did not push you. And then Heavenly said, but you touched me though. Now, she did touch you, but she didn't push you, okay? Anyway, Heavenly says, I feel like you pushed me. I think that when you had that little back and forth with me, you said, get your hands off me, and you threw my arm. You pushed me, Simone. Simone said, roll the tape back. Roll it back because the shit didn't happen. Heavenly says, when they do roll it back, you're going to see that you're wrong. Now, in confessional, they do roll the tape back for Simone. They might have rolled it back for Heavenly too, but apparently Heavenly's reaction wasn't good enough to get to bring to TV. So when they roll it back for Simone, Simone said, thank you. I appreciate that, okay? Because the bottom line is that bitch is wrong. And I don't think I can trust Heavenly. And then she started talking about how Heavenly's going to ruin her name on this show, in the medical community. Girl, cut it out with the lies. Just like you said that Heavenly was a liar, you lied with this one. You have been on since season 1. And like I said, some of the dirtiest shit that could happen between y'all as doctors y'all done a little bit of everything. So why is this season different? What happened this season that all of a sudden makes it different? Unless you and Toya have gotten together to really make Heavenly's campaign fucked up. That's the only thing I can think of, because y'all have been some dirty birdies, period. Okay? No different with any of them. Stop acting like all of those people haven't had a turn. They have all had a turn. That's a fact. The person who threatens to whoop ass more or just as much as Heavenly is Simone. Simone threatens everybody. You can't whoop my ass. Remember when she went over, I think Toya went to her house to apologize for saying that she was attracted to Eugene and tried to hit on him? Remember that? She was playing basketball in her yard, and she almost looked like she wanted to throw the ball and knock Toya's head off. And she said, I'm going to work. Some of us have a job. And she pulled out of her driveway and left Toya standing there on the outside. Left Toya standing there looking crazy. No, not on my channel. I don't give a shit who else give y'all this story. These ladies won't get that from me. Every single one of them, including Jackie. They've all done it, okay? From the beginning. And they all signed that damn contract to come back, and to come back again, okay? Anyway, Simone is pissed at this point because she's like, bitch, I don't know if you're lying to me or if you're lying to yourself. So she stands up, she starts walking off, and Jackie tries to grab a hold of her. While she grabs a hold of her and she's over there doing her little sidebar conversation, Heavenly asks everybody at the table, y'all didn't see it? Y'all had to have seen it. Am I the only person here who saw that woman throw my hand off of her, push me, and then say, get your hands off me? And not one person at the table spoke up. Not one. Everybody was sitting there like, because they had already said the day before that they didn't see that shit. But now they won't even tell Heavenly. Not one of them at the table will tell Heavenly, we didn't see it that way. So she's like, I don't know why nobody's, on my side here. So Heavenly's like, you can see her wheels are spinning in her mind. And while she's doing that, Dr. Jackie is trying to talk Simone into sitting back down at the table. Simone said to Jackie, loud enough for Heavenly to hear, Heavenly is a low down, no good, dirty ass bitch. And I'm not going back over there to sit with her. Okay? Now Heavenly has to pretend like she didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was going to fight, that's fighting words. She's a low down, no good, dirty ass bitch. And she says this directly to Jackie's face. And then she said, stop playing the middle. You want me to listen to you? You better fucking tell your friend she's all the way wrong. From the top to the bottom, she's all the way wrong. Okay. So now Toya got to insert herself. Goddamn, Toya. Toya was inserting herself the entire time. Okay. You said, Dr. Jackie, work your nerves. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Toya says to Heavenly, so you do realize that saying that she's aggressive can hurt her position as a physician in the community. Now, I already told y'all how I felt about this. I thought it was bullshit. Nothing's hurting that woman's position. She's actually retiring part of her practice, the OB part. So the fact that they keep repeating this, I was stumping my feet and saying, if y'all don't keep y'all asses off of YouTube, you better, okay? Because this is where TV shows go wrong. Don't stop it. We've never heard y'all say this, not one time. In the beginning, Dr. Jackie used to say, we doctors, and then it stopped. Now you got Brandy in confessional. Oh my God, this could really hurt her position in the community. And girl, have you not seen this show? Anyway, I'm tired of them, okay? Toya keeps going and saying things like, well, why would you come and do X, Y, and Z to your friend? Heavenly says, I'm not even sure that's my friend. She wants, so you're not friends. So if you're not friends, why would you try to take a picture with her? Whatever Toya can do to piss Heavenly off, she's doing. And you can see the wheels spinning in Dr. Heavenly's head. She's like, if this bitch don't leave me alone and stop asking me questions. The whole time that's happening, you can tell Dr. Mimi is rubbing either Dr. Heavenly's thigh or on her back. Don't let her get to you. Cut it, just ignore her, tune her out. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yes, tune her the fuck out, okay? Anyway, after Toya said that, I'm just going to say this little piece, because even in this moment when she says, listen, you're going to ruin that woman's position in the community. And then we get that scene where she asked her husband for a dick pic. My first thought was, girl, now you talk about that man's member more than anybody on the show talks about anything. You talk about what he can do, what he can't do, how unsatisfied you are. Now all of a sudden you're satisfied and you want to have phone sex. You are away from home for 3 lousy days, Toya. You can wait to get your big ass home, okay? But I asked y'all a question. I'm going to have y'all take that poll at the top of the chat on whether or not you believe that Toya has had a negative impact on her husband's business, because Toya does the most all the time, not a little bit of the time. Sometimes we have seen, even in this season, Eugene comes to Toya all the time and says, can you please tone it down, cut it out? Toya. Sometimes Eugene just goes blank when Toya says certain things, like he wishes himself to be invisible. Like he wishes himself to be invisible. You can see it. I think Toya lied about Eugene. Girl. Anyway, she goes, why are you sending me dick pics? He said, I didn't send you a dick pic. She went, oh, maybe I want you to send me one. You want to have phone sex? He said, no, because he's constantly thinking about his damn job and his practices because of you. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I had y'all take that poll. We're going to get there in just a minute. So anyway, now they have to break off into their huddles, right? Not before Mimi tells, I'm going to say this, not before Mimi tells Toya to shut the fuck up. After she started trying to taunt Heavenly and get her into that nasty place where she knew Heavenly would fight Simone or argue enough with Simone where she could go in Simone's room and say, I told you, don't trust her. It was Dr. Mimi who intervenes and says, Toya, could you please, this has nothing to do with you. And Toya said, I can ask a question if I want to. Everybody else asked a question. Well, everybody else didn't ask a question from the position of instigating, which is exactly what you were doing. Okay. Anyway, Toya continued to instigate because that's what she gets paid to do. That's what she gets paid to do. So Jackie stops Simone from going up into her bedroom, and instead they break off into huddles. Okay. So there's a huddle with Simone. Jackie starts off over there. Quad is over there. I think Angel's over there. Of course, Toya, because she's going to be wherever Simone is. And then Heavenly is in another huddle with Contessa. I think Brandy's there. Of course, Dr. Mimi and Heavenly seem like they're like this now. But yeah, Jackie is still trying to talk sense into Simone, okay? Jackie is trying to talk what she considers sense into Simone, basically trying to get her to understand that Heavenly is going through something. And Simone nods her head, and Simone says some hurtful shit. At this point, she says something deep. Simone said, listen, I understand that I need to give grace just like God gives me grace every single day. But I'm not ready to give that bitch grace, okay? Jackie said, but that's what Heavenly needs to hear. She needs to hear from your heart, Simone. Simone said, well, she's not getting it. She didn't come here wanting to hear from my heart, so I'm not going to just give it to her, Jackie. You understand that? And then now Jackie is on everybody's nerves in the huddle. So Angel's like, I agree with Simone, Jackie, leave her the fuck alone. Okay, take that shit over there. We don't want to hear it. And everybody starts pouncing on Jackie a little bit. And Toya said, yeah, get that out of here. We don't want to hear that, right? So Jackie gets up, leave their huddle, goes over to Dr. Heavenly's huddle. And when she gets to Dr. Heavenly's huddle, Jackie, who I have never seen cry on this show. I mean, if I have, I just don't remember it. Like when she was going through her shit with Curtis, I don't remember her crying a tear. I don't remember her crying a tear for nothing. But all of a sudden, I don't know what season Dr. Jackie is in, but every time she comes in with this Angela Bassett, Heavenly, I need you to understand. I'm like, what is happening? Why? And then even Heavenly says to her, okay, Jackie, whatever the fuck you want. Damn, don't do that. Don't cry. I don't care. I don't want to hear that from you. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, exactly. But Dr. Jackie tries to really get into Heavenly's head. And she said, listen, girl, I know what's really going on in your life. I know what's really happening between you and your son and that you haven't seen your son. So I get it. But you can't take that out on everybody. And you have to understand that just like you got some deep shit going on, so does Simone. So you can't weaponize what people have going on in their lives when they are at their bottom. This is what Jackie should have been saying. If she wasn't saying this, this is how I effing heard it. Because at this point, just tell the truth. Walk a straight line. You got to be big enough to apologize for what you did, even if you don't think you did anything wrong. That's how she took it. So you apologize. Okay, so now Heavenly saying, cool, cool, cool. I apologize. And then Jackie had got into her head so much about her family, about her husband, maybe, or her son, because she did say there's some shit I didn't even tell the cameras that Jackie knows. So right now, I'm listening to Jackie because Jackie does know what's really going on with me. And then Heavenly starts crying. And then I don't know whose head she had, or whose bosom she had breasted her head in, because she laid on top of somebody. She laid in somebody's bosom, okay? Maybe it was Contessa. I don't know. Or Brandy. I don't know which one. But Heavenly says, cool. Now here comes Toya, drunk ass. Toya was drunk as a skunk, and y'all know it. For anybody who's been fighting me on Toya drinking too damn much, y'all know she was drunk in this scene. So she comes out, she goes, what happened? What happened? What happened? And she walks right over to Heavenly, and she started wiping her tears. Are you crying? And she's wiping her tears away. And Dr. Jackie is trying her best to keep this scene and make it a moment that she started. So she goes, yes, Toya, yes, let her get it out. This is an intervention. But she's trying to keep it cool. Toya said there'll be none of that. Bitch, are you crying? Real tears? Okay, well, I didn't know that's what y'all had going on out here. Because just like the town drunk, okay? Who was it? Otis? From the Andy Griffith Show. We're about to call Toya Otis in a minute, okay? I'm gonna have to give that bitch a pair of keys so she can let herself into her own jail cell, because that's how crazy she is. But even Heavenly is sitting there looking at Toya like, this bitch was just in there attacking me, and now she is out here wiping the tears from my face with her own drunk ass fingers. That's too much. That's too much. And I know she wanted to lay hands on her like, girl, get your shit. But she couldn't even push her hand away, because that's what this whole thing is about. Who pushed who? You know what I mean? Okay. You said Heavenly laid on Contessa and then on Brandy. Okay. I knew she rested her head on somebody's bosom, because I was like, God damn, she really crying, child. Anyway, Toya tries to give an update for what happened inside the house. And she said, listen, I am going to apologize. And everybody was like, oh, thank God. But Heavenly said, not tonight. I'm not doing that shit tonight. We need a break. Okay. We're already still high energy. Let's just do it tomorrow. And they all agree. Okay. All agree. What did y'all think of that scene? Tell me in the chat. Did y'all think it was fake, real? Did y'all think Toya was doing way too much? What? You said Toya is a hot ass mess, but she's just being Toya. That's true. That is true. Heavenly laid, you told me that. We're on the receipts of Mariah. What receipts? What are you talking about? You said that's exactly what she was doing. She was weaponizing. Yes. So I told y'all when it happened, I said she's trying to avoid talking about her son. So she definitely put Simone in the hot seat. She put Simone in the hot seat. And you know what happened? Simone and Quad immediately squashed the beef. But now Simone feels a way about Dr. Heavenly taking that conversation back and weaponizing it against her. And that was what that whole moment was. You took some shit that you knew was a moment between you and Simone, you weaponized it against her, and you have to apologize for that, which she tries to do at the end. Hey, Erica, welcome, girl. You said you enjoyed the scene. You enjoyed the scene. It was a good scene. Anyway, they also play a game. So now they all decided we're going to kill the noise for at least right now. We can take this shit back up in the morning. Let's have some fun, right? And they decide to play a game called Petty Pop, which actually looked fun as hell. And I would play it if I didn't think that people I knew would get really upset about it. Like, that's the type of game that's gonna, even if they thought they were having fun now, they would all have an attitude about it later. You know what I'm saying? But they play a game called Petty Pop, and everybody gets like a gaggle of helium-filled balloons, and they all have to pull cards, and every card has a description of someone else in the group, and they're supposed to guess at it. And then whoever guessed, they pop the balloon, right? Toya was the first person to have every single one of her balloons popped. Because why? Because Toya's a shit starter, like I told y'all. Toya had, yes, Contessa did her thing. And even Toya got a smidge bit jealous. I don't know if people were paying attention to that. But when she was in confessional, she was like, she's just determined to get all these little things out. She wants us to play this game now. Girl, just because her party's better than your party, just because you kicked everybody out of your party and she actually gets to play her game, and you told Eugene he wasn't man enough for you. Okay, girl, don't do that. It was a cute game. I agree. And I was laughing my ass off when I said, look at bitter ass Toya, jealous as all I don't know what. But she plays this Petty Pop, and Toya was the first to get all of her balloons popped. Okay, all of them. But they were asking questions like, who's the loudest in the room? Of course, it's Simone. So whoever ran over Pop Simone's balloon won. The electricity going out up in here. Someone else asked, which friend doesn't support her girlfriend's political endeavors? Toya got her shit popped again. Which friend treats their friends like patients? Which one in the group treat their friends as if they're patients? Everybody knew it was Dr. Mimi, child. They wouldn't pop that balloon. And then Jackie had damn near every balloon she had in her hand popped when the question or the description of which person never used their voice to defend their friend, even though they know the other person is clearly wrong. And that's when Toya said, let me, child. And she popped all of Jackie's balloons. She said, that's for everybody in the damn group, because you don't know how to come in and be the peacemaker when people are expecting you to. So that's how it ended. It was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. Kudos to Dr. Contessa, right? That was tea, all of it, tea. The party's been tea so far. You said Heavenly and her tears are deflection. Fake ass tears. Fake tears. Okay. At first I was like, is this real or is it fake? But then by the time it got to the end, because I was like, would I let somebody lay in my chest to fake a cry? No. The answer is no. I would probably push you up and be like, that's enough, girl. But if she was bouncing between bosom to bosom, she might have been crying for real for a minute. You know what I'm saying? They cut those scenes up funny. Come on in, you guys. So now we are at the last day. And Heavenly finally says, listen, let's get this shit out here in the open. All the girls are out by the pool. They are enjoying the sun. They're in the water. And you can tell that producers were like, let's go, Heavenly, let's get it up. Because she ended up saying, okay, come on, y'all, goddamn, come on. Like, so she's frustrated. That's how I know somebody pushed her to do it. If it wasn't the producers, somebody did, right? And Simone comes out of the water and she's like, come on, Simone. She said, do you mind if I take notes? And Heavenly says, I don't give a fuck what you do. And Simone said, good, because I don't give either. Okay. So they're already starting this off cussing, which is not the right thing to do. And you could see Quad, who else? Dr. Jackie, they were all like, Jesus Christ, this isn't going to end well if this is how we're starting, right? But Heavenly ends up saying, listen, when I was over there at Angel's event, I came in on an amazing high. I had that meeting. I talked to the people. I was feeling good about myself. My waist was snatched to the gods, okay? My husband escorted me up in that. We were feeling good about ourselves. I was feeling good about me. And then You came at me with negativity, talking about you had a list of things that I did wrong when I did my meeting with the people. And your ass wasn't even there. That's number one. But number two, when you told me that the damn list came from Toya, I was really heated because I know that bitch don't support me no way. So I just wasn't in the right mind space to hear none of that shit, right? So she tells her that. And Toya ends up intervening because Simone didn't even start talking yet. Simone was sitting there on her little pad, laying in the water, and all she was doing was nodding her head like, okay, whatever, bitch, right? So Heavenly also said, yeah, I took myself out the group. I said I didn't want to come on the trip because, and I knew the exact words to say. So now it sounds like she's saying, I told production I didn't want to fucking be here. I said the shit was toxic. I said it was volatile. And I also said you were unhinged. She said I knew exactly what to say to get myself removed from the trip. So this is what it sounds like, kind of breaking the fourth wall, but not telling the audience, but that's how she's speaking, right? And so Simone nodded her head because I wanted to know, who did Simone hear it from? And now I'm thinking she might have heard it from another producer. And that's why she's getting pissed. All this conversation about our position as doctors, I don't buy. Her saying, Heavenly saying that she's afraid of me to other producers, I buy. I buy that that was what she was upset about. I buy that that was what she was upset about and saying, that's going to fuck up my check. Because she's done it herself, right? We've talked about how others were unhinged and getting people kicked off the show. I think that's what she was basically saying. Don't put that shit out there in the atmosphere. Because I don't buy the other stuff. I just don't. I love the way Contessa complimented the ladies as they came down the stairs. Contessa was awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely. But she says that in confessional, who was it? Yeah. In confessional, Simone says, I don't trust that bitch as far as I can see her. And while she's doing all that yip yapping over there, trying to act like she's sincere in her apology, I was playing solitaire. Okay. That bitch ain't going to get me out my skin. Was it to get her removed from the trip or Simone? Because she used the same words with Daddy before she decided she wasn't going. So what I think was she used it to pull herself off the trip. Because y'all remember, it was Daddy who said to her, why are you going to a place you know you're going to have problems at, right? But I think for her, when the production teams are talking and they're saying, listen, this is something she said, I think she's probably like, why would she say that? Because y'all know that's the exact same shit they were saying about Sweet Tea last season. Unhinged, volatile, physically threatening. Correct? And I think she felt away. Don't put that same language on me, because it was the language that she had a problem with. Y'all didn't have a problem with it when you were saying that about Greg. You didn't have a problem with it when you were saying about Sweet Tea. That's why I said, don't let these people trick you. Okay? Spread the word. She is gone, but she's gone because volatile, unhinged, threatening, all of those things. Okay? Not the other thing. That other thing was a lie. That's why Brandy should have stayed out of it. Brandy was getting herself involved in some bullshit. These were inside. This is some inside conversation that people were saying. And she said, don't use that shit on me. Don't do it. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her for that. Bitch, we all collecting our $600,000 a year or whatever they get paid. Don't try to take me off the roster. But anyway, that's what Simone says. And after that, that was what Heavenly said. And after Heavenly gets it out, yeah, bitch, I used the words. I said it. But I was saying it to get myself taken off the trip. That's it. And according to Simone says, well, you know, that type of language is going to be a problem for me in the community, in our community, which I call bullshit on. I just don't see it. I don't. Y'all do that ball every year. Y'all been doing it for a good 3 years, maybe 4 years now. And y'all have every doctor in Atlanta, anybody with a high profile name comes to that event. So I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Anyway. Correct. They did the same thing to Mariah. You said she needs to pay that $60,000 credit card. She'll pay it. She got it. Anyway, after all of that, Toya decides to interject yet again. So now Toya is in the water talking about, well, wait a minute though. Wait a minute. What about what you said about me and my family and my husband and the dirty shit you said in the text messages and right? And so she's trying to get that out. And Heavenly is like, bitch, nobody's talking to you. I'm talking to Simone. So Heavenly hops up out her seat and said, I'm done with it, because if I have to listen to that heifer, I know I'm going to go to the other side. You know what I'm saying? And by the other side, I mean right on over there with Lucifer and them. I'm going to be over there. So she goes running out the room. Mimi runs behind her and said, bitch, get your ass back out there and stop letting that little ass girl tell you what to do, okay? And change your mood. You have a mission here. Get it done with Simone. So Heavenly comes back outside. And by the way, everybody that is on the platform is telling Toya to shut the fuck up. When she started, everybody said, Toya, damn, it's not the time. Shh, hush, girl. And she went, why I got to hush? Why can't I talk? And she is doing all that with a what? With some sort of tequila in her hand, okay? But she is still going at it. And then when she comes back outside, when Heavenly comes back out and sits down, Contessa said, and she had given perfect rules, let Heavenly talk. Now, when Heavenly first came out, she gave these rules, but she reminds people, let Heavenly talk until she says, I'm done. And then you can talk, okay? But Toya took that to mean it was her turn to talk. And Heavenly just said, fuck it. Let me just let her get it out. So she gets it out, and it has nothing to do with what she has going on with Simone. And that pisses Mimi off so much that Mimi stands up. Now, Mimi looks like she's a little person. You know what I'm saying? She looked like she weighs about this much. and I shouldn't even be making fun of her, because people probably say I weigh that much too. But she jumps her ass up and she said, Toya, this is between this one and this one. What you're saying has nothing to do. And Toya is still antagonizing. I can talk. I can say what I want to say. That makes Mimi comes from off of the patio into the water, because she said, fuck this. If I have to fight Toya, I will fight Toya. Mimi gets into that damn water and swim over to the shark, okay? And she said, Toya, she said, don't come over here. Toya said, don't come over here. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to say what I have to say. She said, not right now, you ain't. No, you ain't. And those two go after each other. You can hear them in the water cussing at each other, fussing each other out, okay? You clocked it. The language could interfere with Simone's appearance on the show. Same dirty. Y'all know I'm really smart. Y'all know that, right? Keep that in mind, because y'all gonna hear a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in mind. I don't tell the same story everybody else tells on their platforms. I know better. Okay, you ain't gonna fool me, baby. What did we learn when we was kids? If you were kitten, you ain't gonna fool a cat, bitch. I'm a cat. I'm a cat. So you ain't fooling me with that bullshit. Anyway, those two get into it. Toya and Dr. Mimi. Dr. Mimi said, bitch, I ain't never scared. I don't give a fuck what Toya has going on. I'm going to tell that heifer to shut up. She loves chaos, and she loves for people to be in chaos. And it's clear that's how she lives her life. And this is from a mental health professional. Clock it. She thinks that Toya has a lot more going on than what we see from Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly said, fuck it, I'm going to put on my big girl drawers. And she goes over to where Simone is. And she says, Simone, I'm not going to touch you. but I am going to just have this one-on-one with you. And she tries to whisper to Simone, but a little bit of it's picked up on the mic, okay? And Simone says, Heavenly says, Simone says, you tried to purposely defame me. You tried to purposely defame me. And Heavenly said, I always considered you my friend. And you have to understand, I thought that that's what happened. That's how it played out in my mind. I thought you hit me. I thought you said, get your motherfucking hands off of me. Simone said, I never said that. She said, I understand. I understand. But that's what I thought, Simone. I've been going through a lot of shit. And then Heavenly admits, because I was going through some shit, I might have pushed my shit off on you in order to get some people off my ass. And Simone was just sitting there listening to it. And she begged her, please, Simone, take me for my word. I did not mean to do that to you. And I consider you my friend. And that's when Simone says, I considered you my friend until this shit right here, until you went to production and said I was unhinged, that I was volatile, that you didn't know if you could trust being in the same room with me because you thought that I could hurt you. That's the conversation. Because baby, what? How many times have those people gotten to a fight? Okay. So she's telling, don't you be telling those people that shit about me. And Heavenly's trying to say, I said it to get myself off the trip, but now I'm here. Right. And she said, well, in confessional, Simone said, I don't trust Heavenly as far as I can see her from this point forward. She's a liar to me. And I'm going to have to basically take baby steps with her, and everything that she says, I'm going to have to measure it. You know what I'm saying? I cannot take her for her word anymore. And Dr. Heavenly stood there with talking about, can you please forgive me? I would never want our friendship to break up for some bullshit like this. And I just need you to take me for my word right now. I did not mean that, Simone. I promise. I promise I would have never done that to you. And Simone says, well, if that's your word, I have no choice but to accept you at your word. And that's how it ends. But I assure you, it had nothing to do with no damn in the community bullshit. All right, let me see what y'all had to say. You said Heavenly can sound so sincere when she wants to. Diana, do you think that Jackie is right, meaning they probably are already good? Probably. Y'all remember before this season actually started filming, Simone and Dr. Heavenly were into it. And you know what Simone said? Bitch, let's make this money. Get over it and let's make this money. Simone said something about Dr. Damon at BravoCon, I believe, about their relationship not being okay. And I forgot what else she said. Did she call him ugly? She might have said something about him not being attractive. And I think that Dr. Heavenly was fit to be tied. She was about to wring Simone's neck. And Simone said, whatever your problem is with me, get the fuck over it so we can make this money. We got a show to film. Y'all remember that? So it's possible. These ladies know how to, even when they have this problem where they, fight, they'll get back together again. They're fine. The only time they've actually had really deep-seated issues is when one of them said something to take the other one off the show, or implied something that one of them should be off the show. When that shit happened, it feels like there's no turning back. That was with Quad, with Mariah. Who else? Sweetie. So yeah, that's it. But anyways, you guys, that was the show. I really loved the show. I thought it was great. But I just believe that the reason why was a lie. I think the reason why it was a lie, I don't know. It just feels that way to me. Just felt that way to me. I'm going to do the poll right now. I want to see what you guys had to say. I wanted to see if anything that happens on this show has ever made you not see one of these doctors, because their practices are all thriving, all of them. Okay, so hold on. Let me get this poll up, baby. Okay. So I asked you guys, would you still make an appointment with Dr. Eugene after Toya asked for a D pick on the show? And 73% of y'all said yes, I'd go based on actual reviews. 27% of y'all said no because he's connected to Toya's bad energy. But for the most part, y'all are able to recognize that there's some shit that just happens for television. And you know, it is what it is. Go to the show or go to the doctor because he's a good doctor and for the reviews. And I think that's how most people feel about what we see on TV. You know what I mean? Everything else is just BS. It's just a BS, right? That's the only time that Dr. Jackie speaks up is when the cast is being threatened to get someone to leave. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ty. I appreciate you. You said Simone was asked if Damon could possibly have outside children, and she said it's possible. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for remembering. I knew she said a couple of things. I still feel like she might have said that he was unattractive too. But that was the question that started the bullshit. And her and Dr. Heavenly were into it. And she said, bitch, get over it. Get over it and let's make this money. That's exactly what she said. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share my video, okay? Share my video, please, and thank you. That was right ahead of this current season when they were filming. They were about to film. So it was right ahead of this current season. And yeah, they understand they got a job to do. They understand it. And out of all the shows, they're one of the ones who it's time to go. Let's get it together. Thank you. I appreciate you. You said you love the Betty Boop shirt. I'm gonna see if I can find it and I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the description box, okay? I'm also gonna ask y'all if you are interested. If you want good skin, you know what I'm saying? A little retinol. For people that are retinol sensitive, this might be very, very helpful. It's a stick and it comes out like a Vaseline stick almost, and you put it on your face right before you go to bed at night after you wash and cleanse your skin, and it helps firm the skin, very much like tretinoin or is it called tretinoin? Yeah, tretinoin, because it has a tretinoin in there, or retinol. So make sure that y'all also purchase that if you're interested. The link for that is in the description box. And since y'all like this shirt, I'm gonna see if I can find it and I'll put the link for the shirt in the description box as well, okay? But you guys are always awesome. I appreciate my YouTube family for coming over and supporting me. And I have a lot of fun with you guys in the chat. She said, that's crazy to say about your castmate's husband. She was asked a question. Y'all know people start stuff between them. We start stuff. The bloggers start stuff. The fans start stuff. Dr. Heavenly just goes along with Heavenly. I think Dr. Heavenly's been very measured this season. She's been very even. I mean, more even than usual, you know? But anyways, guys, thank y'all. Get my big screen up. Hit the like button, share the video for me, share the video in your IG, on your Facebook, wherever you have a social media following. That way we can grow our community and get more of our cousins over here, okay? I appreciate y'all. Also, follow me on all of my platforms at DYANAROZAY. Thank you to Lady D Keys for coming through. Thank you to my members for coming in. I appreciate my members for supporting my channel all the time. Anyways, thanks every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.